everything I say laying right here. It's up to you. I will tell you what I have to say, and then you will do with it what you want. You're free. That's one of the things Jesus is talking about today. We are free to choose. Over the past few weeks, we have been talking about what's important versus what's not important. Or what is the primary thing, the ultimate thing, and what serves that. You remember that last week? We said, you do the practice so you can play the game, right? You wouldn't sacrifice the game in service to the practice. It goes the other way around. Or what a lot more of us can relate to, you don't get married to be happy, right? If you have a good marriage, you are likely to be happy, but if you get married to be happy, you have trouble ahead, right? Some things serve other things, and what we concluded last week was that our rituals and our rules and our piety serve our life of faith, not the other way around, right? And active faith, faith that actually acts on what it knows, is a response to God. And our provision and love for each other is a reflection of the provision and love that God first had for us. Those are the primary things, and we serve them with other things. The readings have this in common. Our life in God is primary. God's promises are primary. God's provision and love for us is primary, not changing, not seasonal, and not in service to anything else. That's what we heard last week. And then we hear this. A statement by Jesus. Peace is not primary. Unity is not primary. It lives in service to something larger than itself, to the gospel. And we don't always have it. Listen to the way Jesus opened his ministry in Luke 4. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because the Lord has anointed me. He has sent me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. And then he rolled up the scroll and began to teach them, saying, today this scripture has come true in your hearing. Today that mission exists. Today that's the mission of God. The primary mission of God is stated there. So, hear what we hear today. Well, I just want to say, first of all, Isaiah, let me sing a love song to my beloved. Well, he's not very good at it. That was a love song, I don't want to hear the other one. And these scriptures are hard to take out and live because what are we going to do? Invite somebody, come be a Christian. You too can be tortured and stoned, wear belts and cheeks and die and be, terrible, have terrible fire. Yeah, these are tough. This is hard. Peace is not primary. And we can't live in peace if God calls us to a greater service. And we cannot preach only peace and only unity to people and be giving a true message. I love what Leon Bloy says about this. He says, any Christian who is not a hero is a pig. Okay? Any Christian who's not a hero is a pig. If you want to live a peaceful, ordered life, come to church on Sunday, pay your taxes, vote, do neighborly good things to the people around you, work hard conscientious and ethical, you better find somebody else to follow. Because this Jesus is on his way to the cross. If you want to see the fruits of your labor and know what you've accomplished, you want to see the good that's done by that $10 that you hand the person on the street, you want to see the good of your charitable donation and see that agency thrive and grow, you better find somebody else to follow. Because the crowds that clamored for Jesus, that grabbed at him, that begged him, that yearned for him, are yearning for him still. Beaten, demon-possessed, evil people are yearning for him still, just as they did in those crowds. The truth is, God's purpose, his kingdom taking place right now is not an easy, peaceful path to self-actualization. I wish it were. Okay, I wish it were peaceful and fun and joyous all the time. Especially I wish that you would be extra blessed by writing a big check. Man, do I wish I could stand here and say that. But that's not what's going on here. Christ is in stress. He's driven. He's completely committed to this mission that will end with him on the cross. We need to read the signs. We need to watch him and watch for him acting in salvation. And that comes through suffering. God poured out his life for the world. Part of being a Christian is living that in a visible way. Living that in a visible way. Jesus forced that choice on everyone he met. He was so clear, you could not walk away not knowing what the issue was. He was so clear, there was no murkiness unless it was willful murkiness. And that's when he comes to that final thing he says there. Peter, and we're in verses that are omitted from this reading, says, are you talking to us, the disciples, or are you talking to everybody? And Jesus says, you. And he tells the story of slaves who know the master's coming, but they still squander the resources they have. They still oppress other slaves. What will happen to them? When they knew what the master wanted, when they knew the master was coming, but they behaved as though none of it were true, what will happen to them? And he contrasts it to the slaves who don't know, who don't realize, who get consequences for their actions, but they're lighter because it was not willful. We know you can walk out of here and ignore it all. Have a regular week. But we know we have a choice to make here. We know the life of Christ. We know his baptism. We know his altar. Every Christian who is not a hero is a pig. That's kind of all of us a little bit. Like after this sermon, I'm going to run hide in my office. I don't really want to hear what you thought of it. But there is good news here, too. There is good news, too. Because this is the life of joy. This is the life of fullness. This is a life of plenty and abundance and generosity and love and diversity in our unity. This is the life we're called to. Hurts. It's hard. We can't do it alone. We don't do it alone. The Holy Spirit does it through us. We're fed here at the altar and changed, and we go out and we live that life. When the world looks for Jesus now, this world that's yearning for God, all they have to look at is us. We're all there is. We're the only people who can witness to this life. Through its pain into its joy. We're the only people who can do it. We don't set the agenda, but we do live it out. So I leave you with this charge. To live and love as Christ loved. And also I leave you with the words of Paul. Therefore, if anyone be in Christ, they are a new creation. Everything old has passed away. Behold, all things are become new. All this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation.